Guys, it's Jozy again, back again with another video. What I wanted to share in this video is the exact hires I made to scale my agency from 0 to 50K a month in under 90 days, right? And not only I'm going to take that, I'm going to actually put it in the order that I would have used it on, in the exact order I would have hired these type of positions, so I could have gotten to 50K a month even faster. Okay, and you guys are gonna understand that after watching this video, you're gonna have a clear roadmap on how to get to 50K per month and who you need to get to 50K per month. Because sometimes it's not really about how or what. Sometimes it's about who. You need people in your life. Like nothing was created just by one person. Do you know what I mean? Apple wasn't just Steve Jobs. He had a whole group of people. I think he had like his top 100 people that he used to always call every single year to like a retreat. And whenever you started a new business, you could rely on these 100 people, right? And that's the same thing that you want in an agency. You want that, I like to call it the assassins, that can just come in, crush it for you, and essentially help you get some time back in your life. Okay, so like I said, if you don't know who I am, I scale my agency from 0 to 50K per month in under 90 days, or specifically a lead generation agency, helping other agency owners scale. And now I am doing a consulting. I have a consulting agency or consulting firm that helps other agencies implement an automated acquisition system so they can get to 50K per month guaranteed, or they don't pay. Right? Actually, we pay you. So that's the thing. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first thing, or the first who I would hire would be, let me just move this, an operational VA. Okay. Now, an operational VA will help you do the following. Will help you set up email accounts. I was doing email accounts. Will help you set up the LinkedIn accounts. Would also help you set up any infrastructure. Even if you're building the business, it will apply for the businesses on your behalf, do any paperwork on your behalf, and essentially help you build the any administrative tasks as well, right? Help you build the foundation of your agency, right? So as you're doing work and stuff, you have someone that can help you out. Also, it's good for like lead sourcing. So if you're lead sourcing, you can get a VA to lead source for you. Data entry, so anything in terms of like tracking, doing anything in terms of data, putting things in one area, and also deliverability checks. So RVA used to do deliverability checks on our behalf. Used to check deliverability, used to make sure it's okay. And this one literally would save you time, and will actually do the boring work that no one likes to do. The operational VA would do that. Okay. Also, putting leads in, setting up campaigns, putting leads at the campaigns, lead sourcing, as I mentioned before. I'm just thinking on the top of my head. They were the main things as well. Setting up automations, like with Zapier and stuff. That's a good thing as well. Setting up automations, doing all of that stuff. An operational VA is literally crucial. And how you feel after getting one, the way we felt, or I felt specifically, was just like, whoa. Like, especially when you get a good one that communicates to you, that's a big thing. Like them communicating to you that they've done things, them being extremely fast. And if you can afford one that has some background in spreadsheets or some background in automations and knows how to automate stuff without you necessarily being there, then that is good. Okay, you're going to be feeling good, and you're going to have basically enough time to focus on higher leverage things. Okay, so as you start building your agency, your goal is to get leverage as you make more money, is to do basically less work, but get more output of the same thing, right? So now you've got an operational VA. You've got someone giving you leads. You've got someone doing all the admin work for you, right? And what's next, right? And a lot of people go from this and start hiring out delivery, right? That's not how I would do it. I would always focus on bringing money into the agency. Like cash is the priority, right? Because even if you're doing like a bit of client work, but you still have bookings, you still have cash coming in, you essentially can get yourself out of the client work. But if you do it the other way around and you just fully focus on client work, making your delivery the best it can be, right? Delivery is good, don't get me wrong, but like I think Grant Cardone says it, like the best known product will be the best product every single day of the year, right? So that's what we want to have the best known agency, not necessarily at first the best known service delivery. Okay, so and I know it sounds weird to like kind of do it, but trust me when I say so. Like getting bookings and signing clients has to always be the priority. Okay, so that's why then we have a commission only setter. Now this setter is going to basically, so now you know how to set a means yourself. Hopefully you do at this time. If you don't know how to set means yourself, there's other videos to teach you how to do that on the channel. But now you know how to set meetings yourself. Now is to kind of relay that skill into a commission only setters. Now, the reason why I'll literally get like at least 3 commission only setters or even 4, right? The reason I'll get 4 or even 5, get as many as you want, but like 3 to 5 is a good thing, right? But if you get that many commission only setters onto your team, right, and you have 1 or 2 rock stars, right, really good setters in your team, you're literally going to be booking 3 to 5 or even 10 appointments every single day just from their setters, and they will manage the email inbox, they will manage the LinkedIn inbox, they'll manage your Facebook inbox, they will do setting on your behalf. Their job is just to make your agency more known, right? To share your offer to the right ideal clients, and that's all they're doing. So the channels I will pick, especially if I've started now, I'll pick LinkedIn, definitely one. Facebook is a good one as well, and email is a good one. They have most majority of qualified prospects. Instagram is also good, not as qualified as Facebook and LinkedIn in my opinion, but they should be doing around all the settings. So at this point, how you should be feeling once you get the setter on, you should be waking up to meetings, right? Today is a Sunday. I woke up to 5 meetings this morning, right? I didn't do anything. I didn't touch, nothing happened. I was chilling. I just went to sleep. I woke up, 5 meetings. Like, you want to get to this point. To be honest, you need to get to this point to get yourself out. It's like, I don't see any other way. Like, you should not be setting meetings once you already know how to set meetings. Like, you've already beat the boss. Move to the next boss. Do you know what I mean? Get someone in on a commission only. And you're going to be paying them around $30 to $40 a appointment. So, and it's a qualified appointment. So if you don't deem it's qualified, they don't get paid. So it's like set a clear qualification criteria, and so they can just book more meetings and then get yourself out of the setting. And I see a lot of people stuck in like 10K a month still doing the setting, which is a bit weird. I'm like, you've got enough money, or even 5K a month. To be honest, you shouldn't be doing your own setting, not even 5K a month, because you know what to do. So just get someone to do it for you, right? On a commission only, zero risk. So that's the next one. I can talk all day about setters, but they are crucial. Okay. The next thing, after you've got setters, after you're waking up with appointments, what is next, right? So at this point, I should hope that you'll be able to close some of these meetings, right? If you're booking 20 meetings a week, 25 meetings a week, that's enough for you to start closing hopefully 1 or 2, even 3 clients a week. Okay. Now, what's going to happen? You're going to have loads of clients. So who do you need next? You want a campaign manager or media buyer, right? We were doing lead generation, so we call them a campaign manager. And what they would do, they're literally going to be doing onboarding for the start. Then you're going to get someone else. You're going to do onboarding. They're going to be writing scripts, copywriting. They're going to be testing. They're going to be collecting data for the clients. They're going to be talking to the clients via Slack. They're going to be researching on the campaigns. And the main thing here for the campaign manager, you want to incentivize them to keep the clients on. So the way I will structure the relationship between me and a campaign manager is the same way as a media buyer. So they'll get $200 to $500 per managed account. So if they lose an account, they are also penalized for losing that account. So we both feel it. Okay. So they're incentivized to keep that account because they want to keep their recurring income. Okay. So that's how I would position the relationship between me and the campaign manager. And at this point, once you get a campaign manager, you are going to you're going to feel it. You're going to the delivery is going to be so flawless. And yeah, you're going to feel very calm, right? You're trusting someone to deliver on your behalf. And essentially you're really taking up the ladder to become a high level business owner, right? Another thing as well, they will also message the client on Slack. So you don't actually have to be on Slack every single minute doing customer support. They will take some of that load off and they will actually do the support on your behalf to help you out and to save you time. Okay. And the reason why, a lot of people put this one here, right at the start or at the second, but the reason why I wouldn't do that is because as you're getting the campaign manager on, right, you still need to kind of juggle the clients because you're teaching one guy, but you also need to juggle the clients. And if you're still doing the setting, one of the plates are going to fall. So that's why we want to make sure that during this time, as we're getting the campaign manager on, we are still bringing new clients in. We still have appointments. And let's say you're max. Let's say you cannot take any more clients on, right? You're finished, right? Instead of stopping acquisition, delay signing clients, right? What I mean by that, let's say you have a client that wants to join today. They want to join a lead generation agency. They're qualified. They like it, but you can't physically take them on. right? Then you just say, hey, Mr. Klein, I'd love to take this on, but right now, because of our high in demand, we're going to have to start the project on 2 weeks from now. Would it be right to just send over $200, $300 deposit? At least that way we can get things sorted. And then on this date, we'll have our onboarding call, right? And like, if you sold them enough on the product and they understand the value, there's no way they should say no to that. So don't fall into that trap of just like stopping acquisition. Do not just stop acquisition because you can't take on more clients, right? Delay it instead. That's my 2 cents on that. Okay, so now you've got delivery out. You got someone operationally, he's setting up with clients. You got bookings coming in from the sellers, and you got campaign manager managing all the campaigns, talking to clients, etc. Now this one is optional, but we did have one, and that's a client success manager. Now what I've realized is the campaign manager is good, but what we found in my experience, they're very much introverts. They don't really like talking to clients as much, and they're really heavy on that side. So to improve the experience, to make sure the client has A-star communication, A-star experience when they come into the agency, what we hired was a client success manager. Now, I'm saying some people, the client success manager is the campaign manager at the same time, so these could be the same role. But what we've done, we actually split the roles. So the campaign manager only focuses on the campaign, and the client success manager focuses on making sure, talking to clients, making sure they're good, making sure that the tasks are done. So let's say a client asks for this, the client manager is very just more like a project manager, like making sure clients understand what's going on, making sure tasks are completed. And the main thing I'll say for this one, you can do again the same incentives as the campaign manager. So they get incentivized to how many clients stay on. That's a good way. But the main thing about client success manager, they have to understand what's going on in the marketing, not to the highest degree, but they have to have a high level overview, right? Very organized. Organization skill is key. Communication skill is even keyer to this. Like you need someone that's very organized, very communicative, and typically they tend to be female in this niche. Not all of them, but I tend to see a lot of females in this niche because they can communicate very well. They can be organized as hell, and what he or she does is essentially manage the communication, manage the relationship. So it has to be emotionally intelligent. So, for example, if a client feels bad about something, then we can essentially just talk him out of it. If the client is trying to say something that is going to go against the campaign, that ability to persuade the client to say, "Hey, I understand. I feel we hear you out." Made the client feel understood and heard, and so tell them like, "Hey, for example, this isn't the right way for us to go. And I understand what you're doing. I understand where you're trying to go. But honestly, I honestly feel if we go to the A side, we can get there faster. Do you trust us? X, Y, Z. And that's the type of communication the client success manager has, right? It has that kind of heart-to-heart conversation with the client, kind of like sometimes even therapeutic conversation, right? But at the same time, it just builds that relationship, makes the service even more sticky. Okay, so that's one. Now you got the client success manager. Now she's going to be taking all the client calls, just to make sure she's going to be taking all the client calls. So when the client jumps on the onboarding call, the check-in calls, she's going to be taking them, or he's going to be taking them. I keep saying she because we had a girl one. So the client success manager is going to be taking it, and they're just going to be building that relationship, making sure that the client's happy, checking in on them, presenting any reports or anything to the client, X, Y, Z. Okay, so the campaign manager, client success manager. Now, once you get these two, 1, 2, and 3, you're basically out of the delivery. Like there's no like involved in them. Like if you have a operational assistant, a client success manager, and a campaign manager, and you're still heavily involved in the delivery, in my opinion, you have some like you struggle to let go of control, right? You're just struggling to let go of control because you have people that can do it, and you just need to empower them to do it, right? And you're just kind of like not allowing them to do all of their work, right? So you only allow them to do part of their work. So at this point, if you have the operational campaign manager, client success manager, and you have them in your team, you've been in delivery. It's just a choice, and you have to just look in the mirror and just say, "Hey, I'm choosing to be here," and then just let the people do their job. You know what I mean? So once you go the operational, you got the setter manager, you got clients, you got bookings coming in, you got clients being taken care of. The next thing I'll say is a sales rep. Now, the things I'll say is once you get out of delivery, you will have time for sales, right? And the sales rep just takes sales, does follow up, anything like that. Now, there's a few hacks we've used with sales reps. And the first thing I'll say before getting a sales rep, actually have a good closing rate between 20 to 30%. right? And then once you know how to close, then get a sales rep, right? Because the sales rep is probably going to be 80% as good as you are, or 50% as good as you are. So if you shit at selling, you're just going to make the sales rep shitter. And to be honest, if you have a good sales rep, just by you communicating, they'll know how good you are in sales. Just by the way you communicate, just the way you just present yourself, they'll kind of have an incline on like your sales ability just by communicating with you. Okay, so the thing about sales rep, you can take it to extreme. If you still want to be heavily involved in sales, you can essentially have a sales rep take all the calls after 5 p.m. That's what my partner Ethan done. We had a sales tech because he hated doing like evening calls. So we had a sales rep take his evening calls, right? That way he doesn't have, like, you don't have to let control of all the sales. You can just let control of like the evening sales. When you have low energy, there's a lower chance of you closing them deals. Okay, so that's a good thing as well. And another thing about the sales rep is just going to increase your capacity. So because you have more sales reps now, your setters can book more meetings because there's more meetings on the calendar, right? And that's why we want to get a setters up first before we get the sales rep, because a sales rep hates empty calendars. Like it's just that kryptonite. So that's why we want to solve the appointment problem solution first, solve the delivery to an extent first, and then ramp up the sales. Because another thing sales rep takes is selling a rubbish offer. Selling an offer doesn't actually provide value. And us knowing that we have something to provide value, we have something that people are looking for, that's when it just gets that trifecta effect. And that's how you can get yourself out of the day-to-day, scale to 50K per month. And essentially you can be working like 5 hours a week. Like, to be honest, if you're not taking sales calls, you're not speaking to clients, you're not booking meetings, right? You're not doing anything in the operation or admin stuff. The only thing you got left is content, probably managing these people, talking on team calls, right? And if you would like to, I like to batch all my team calls in one day. You can box it off in one day, and yeah, and probably hire anything such as that, and like business strategy. The nice things about running a business, right? So if you're not doing any of these like time-sucking tasks, you're literally out of the day to day, right? Like you don't have to be in the business for the business to make you money. You wake up with Stripe notifications, and that's what we want to get to a point that you just wake up with Stripe notifications, plans getting handled. There's nothing that's been stuck on you, right? There's still going to be other problems as you know business, but this is what these are who the 5 key hires would be if I wanted to restart a lead generation agency and scale up to 50K per month, right? Hopefully this helps. If you're in this journey, see where you are, not the next boss. Enjoy it. If you need more help actually organizing this, we have all the SOPs on operational setters, campaign managers, client success, sales reps. We'll give you all the SOPs. We'll help you get that 10x faster. If you're interested, just click below, book a time with me or my team, and see if we can help. If not, enjoy these videos, man. Enjoy it, apply it, see where you are, and take care. See you on the next one. Bye.